nations in the world in which the use of marijuana is legal. This is not the case in Israel, where the use of drugs of all forms is generally considered to be illegal, except for the use of marijuana for medical purposes, which is permitted in certain cases. And now Israeli activists are pushing for this privilege, or an absolute need to some, to be expanded into all medical facilities across Israel and to be permitted to patients of various sicknesses.
I smoke 5 cigarettes a day. If I won't smoke, the worst thing I can commit suicide because it's too painful, and PTSD, you just feel too bad and you can hurt yourself. I got medical cannabis because I got injured in a war when I was an IDF soldier in Jenin. A year after it, I got injured in a car accident, motorcycle accident, and I got injured very hard in my hand. And I got 2 surgeries, and the pains didn't pass for 7 years. I'm so scared when I wake up in the morning that I'm paralyzed. And I'm smoking, and after 2 minutes I feel 100% okay.
I have MS, multiple sclerosis. Using the cannabis treatment after trying 3 different medicines for my suffering, and this is the only thing that is really affecting.
Behind this wall and past this guard is a discreet Tel Avivian store, which caters to about 2,000 customers a month who come here to purchase marijuana. We're talking about drugs used as medication for sick patients who manage to obtain a license from several hospitals around the country.
If we take the situation today and we compare it to the situation 4 or 5 years ago, then we've grown 10 times. Medical cannabis is a term that relates to a certain type of cannabis which is used for solely medical purposes. Those medical purposes usually include pain relief, that is. Medical cannabis is first of all being used in order to help people manage their pain.
According to these patients, who have gone through a hard enough time as it is dealing with their sickness, the medical cannabis they use is beneficial in many ways, and certainly more so than traditional medicine.
The chemical medicines had very, very hard side effects. And this, for good, for me, this is what I'm facing from now on. It's good. For me, it's good.
The point is that we need to save as much people as we can because it's the only medicine that can help people with pain and with depression with no side effects. Every day for 5 years, 6 years, it's only helped me.
This medicine may replace other medicines that have awful and terrible side effects, and that can include blurred consciousness, that can include the destruction of your digestion system. The list goes on and on. This is absolutely a wonderful medicine, and it is grown completely organic, completely, almost without any kind of human intervention. We believe that we're going to see is a continuing growth in the amount of patients and in the level of awareness.
However, even though doctors prescribe treatments using medical cannabis, there are still those who look down upon its use and who do not differentiate between getting high on joints and other such forms of marijuana and between life-altering medical drugs.
We're not talking about legalizing the thing for anyone to use. We're talking about making this medicine available to the people who need it. And if you're a patient, if you've been diagnosed and you know that you have a problem, then you should know at the very same time that you have access to this medicine. And you're not going to send a cop or a police officer with a patient to their homes to make sure that these guys are not doing what they shouldn't be doing with their medicine. So if you think about it that way, I think that puts everything in a better perspective. And let's not forget that this is a medicine. Let's not forget that this thing saves lives.
And now that I know that I'm sick and it helps me, so I'm in favor. I'm not so sure that I thought this thought 10 years ago. I leave it to the doctors. If the doctors decide that it's good for us, it is good for us.
Medical cannabis does help and will help and did help in the past. We're hoping that as many people as possible will gain access to this wonderful medicine, and medical cannabis should, and it's our opinion that it will be available to whoever needs it.
It is believed that within 10 years there will be about 40,000 users of medical cannabis in Israel, thus making Israel one of the countries with the largest amount of users per capita. For JN1, I'm Sivan Raviv, Israel.